Saludos a todos. Hola guapitos. Ok, bueno, aquí tenemos la nueva tarea. Tarea significa assignment, task, not necessarily homework, although this will be done at home. Okay, so the concept is a two-page booklet, and the idea is to provide just one succinct lesson that incorporates listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Hopefully on one topic. I can't guarantee I can always find listening and reading that match at the last minute, week after week, but I'm going to do what I can. All right, so this is the introduction of like how to look at this. So, bueno, empezamos aquí con fuente escrita. Fuente escrita significa like written source. So it's the reading. So this is our input, and I want you to lee bien y responde a las preguntas a continuación. Lee bien significa lee y lee y lee varias veces. Y responde a las preguntas a continuación. A continuación significa following, the following questions. Bueno, this section I might continue, I might not. It's my attempt to bring your attention to things that I noticed when I read, things that I kind of wanted to point out, things that if you were sitting with me, I would be like, look at this, I would pay attention to this. So estar atento is like to pay attention, to take a look at, to, oh, it's going to bug me. Boom. So anyway, and I tried, I undid it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm already finding errors. I tried to highlight the ones I was pointing out to you in the text itself. So as I go through it, I'll try to do the same. I must have changed the font, and with it, I lost my highlights. Okay, so as I'm seeing some, bueno, so this is a link to the source. You really don't need it. I feel like I'm citing. I basically searched for a topic. It was written, there's the date, here's the author, and I can't imagine that you would need to go to this, as I just did. But whatever, it feels right to include the source. I didn't pick the whole thing. I would love to, as always, but to fit it onto 2 pages, it needs to be limited. So, here's the text. This isn't particularly Spanish 5. This is like 3 honors, 4 honors, somewhere in there, but it's a start. Bueno, so if this were me sitting down to do my homework, I would look at what she wants me to pay attention to. I'd say, oh, so there's vocab to express healthy, sano and saludable. Bueno, vocabulary to express daily, diariamente. This passive say, oh, she was talking about that a lot in the last couple of months. I still don't really get it. Oh, she gave me examples. Se producen, se toma, se menciona, se como. Oh, she even translated them for us. Thank you, senora. Oh, there it is in the text. And some expressions. Debido a, oh, I remember seeing that before. Nuestro propio. Desde hasta. Oh, she had Senora Carol mention that to us. Una gran variedad. Okay, so these are like nice expressions that can last, that can be applied elsewhere. So then I sit down and I go to read the text. Bueno, I'll just read it out loud to you. Why not? I'm sitting here with nothing else to do. La dieta española está considerada una de las más saludables del mundo. Esto es debido a la famosa dieta mediterránea. Diariamente los españoles tomamos aceite de oliva, un ingrediente fundamental en cualquier preparación, y otros alimentos frescos como frutas, verduras o carnes, que además se producen en nuestro propio país. A continuación, te mostramos varias de las recetas más saludables de la gastronomía nacional, desde las carnes hasta los pescados o las verduras. Comer sano en España es una tarea sencilla porque tenemos la suerte de tener a nuestro alcance una gran variedad de productos saludables y frescos. Bueno, I already thought of a question I wished I'd asked. Okay. Then it's going to be followed by straight comprehension questions. I do want you to respond to these with complete sentences, but I want them short, meaning I need a verb, I need a subject, and I need the information that answers the question. But you do not need to rephrase the whole question if it is not necessary. All right, so, ¿qué gastronomía se menciona como una de las más sanas. So these were some of the bolded. This is up there in the, pay attention to, se menciona, se toma. Bueno, se toma es la C pasiva. Todos los días también es una expresión en la otra sección. Frescas. Fresca. Se comen, esta C pasiva. Y cada día es otra expresión. Se producen. C pasiva. Frescos. Okay. Bueno. So you can't just write the shortest answer possible. I need it to be complete. So there has to be a conjugative verb. There has to be a subject. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes you'll have to add other information. And so all the answers to these four are in the text. These next few, the análisis, they're not in the text. So it's like things that you can infer and deduce. So una pregunta, ¿por qué se usa, aquí tenemos otro se pasiva, los españoles tomamos y no los españoles toman? So eso es la forma de ellos, esto es la forma de nosotros, los españoles, los españoles. So mi pregunta en línea 12, where's the page numbers? Oh, you can't see the poop. All right. When I made this, I put a Chrome, there's an extension, a Chrome extension that will do the page numbers. I thought if it were in mine, it would be in yours. Line numbering, not page numbering, line numbering. So it's this, add to Chrome. I can, add the extension. So I did that on my other computer. That's where I had done the assignment. So, obviously I have to rethink this now. It'll be great. It would be great if I printed it. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Where's my, did I get rid of the document? I did. Okay, let me try again. Okay, sorry guys. So this extension numbers the lines. I thought if my original were numbered, it's not even doing it on this. Okay, so, poop. All right, so I'll have to figure something out. So I'm telling you, it's around line 12. There it is. So 10, 11, 12. Los españoles tomamos aceite de oliva, un ingrediente fundamental. So, blah, 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 blah. So, es la pregunta. So, that answer's not in there. I'm citing a part of text, and I want to know if you can explain what the reason is, the why. Can you give me the why to that answer? And the answer's not in the text. You have to think about it and be able to explain it. ¿Cuál es otro país que comparte esta dieta saludable? There is no mention of another country in this, but there is a hint. So this is where your análisis. Can you come up with otro país que comparte, that shares esta dieta saludable? And then you have to explain why, because you could just throw a name of a country there. So I want to know name a country and tell me why you chose it. The why should refer back to the text. There's a clue there. ¿En qué plato de gastronomía española es un buen ejemplo de la dieta sana? Explica por qué elegiste este plato. So this, you're kind of going back to Spanish 3. Can you think of a dish that would be an example de gastronomía española? And then you have to again say why. You can't just throw a name of a dish out there. You have to say blank, por qué, and then give your rationale. So there's the reading and the reading comprehension, and then going deeper. So these three answers are not in the text. You have to understand the text well enough to answer those. Bueno, okay. Then it goes on to the parte B, siempre es la fuente auditiva. La fuente auditiva significa listening, source. That means source. That means listening, auditory source. So here I want you to escuchar bien varias veces sin guión. Guión is script. So this is a quiz. Boom. I hope I got the right link. But no. Okay. So notice when it opens up, we used to do these in Spanish 3. I don't know if you remember them, or at least my kids did. I know you weren't all with me. So here is the video. So you would play it.
Hola, soy Cristina. Soy de España. La pregunta es, ¿sigues una dieta sana?
So do you notice she always says who she is, where she's from, and then she says la pregunta es. The question is, and then she reads the question is also up there. This time I tied the reading and the listening on the same theme of una dieta sana. Bueno, so listen to it. Listen to it again. Listen to it again and again. Listen to it again and again and again. Now the script is below it. So I think it's natural to look at the script, but I want you to listen to it first. So you listen a few times and then you scroll down and you can look at the script and you can start to read the text. Notice they create a little quiz after, yes or no quiz. Maybe I'll have you put those answers in a Google form kind of a thing. Vocab. Here they pull out 5 words. In the script, these 5 words are in this blue font. So here they give you it in English, dieta sana, and then they use it in a sentence for you. I sometimes question the words they've chosen, bloop, and I think they read them out loud for you. Let's see.
Dieta sana. Dieta sana. Hay que llevar una dieta sana y hacer un poco de ejercicio.
Yes, they do, with quite the enthusiasm. And then there's a little quiz. You could say, here's your word bank. Tiene una personalidad, and you're looking for a word that goes there. El blanc con un pie es difícil. Él está en la salsa. So, this is weird. Ella se blanc por su voz. Una blank es para buena salud. Es para la salud. You can check your answers. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so those are there for you if you are interested in those. But there's even, this is not an assignment, but I could, where they're going to ask 5 questions and you would answer them. So you could even record yourself answering them. And then what I like about it.
Pregunta número 1. ¿Sigues una dieta sana?
So it gives you time to answer and you could practice. But also if you click on this, I thought, yes, you can read it if you have trouble. So it gives you sample answers. There's many answers, so I think that's a little bit weird. This is the wait time for you to answer.
Pregunta número 2. ¿Cuál es el secreto para una dieta sana?
Well, that's based right on the reading itself, yada, yada. So I like the source because it's short. It's like 47 seconds, 46 seconds. I like that it's short. I like that the script is available. I like that when you open it, you don't see the script, so you can push yourself to listen a few times, and then you can check your work when you're curious and be like, what? Then listen again and read along and be like, that's what she said? It'll help you with native speakers, something I could never give you. All right, so once you're done listening to the Fuente Auditiva, here's space, by the way, to take notes. I would never take notes on a laptop. That would make me crazy. I would use my notebook, but I gave you space to do that. So the idea is can you get the general idea, the theme, tema? Can you get the theme of the thing you're listening to? Can you get any of the ideas, any main ideas? There's the broad theme, often in the question, and then can you get any of the general ideas of the answer? Can you add a couple details? Hasta, it means even some palabras al azar. Al azar is random. Are there, I would jot down a couple words I might hear. This is where I would start to think. I'd be like, I think she's talking about, I think this might be what she's saying. And you got to give yourself at least 3 tries to listen to it. Then I've got, did you want listening comprehension? Basically, did you get it? Responde con frases completas pero breves. Again, I want them to be a complete sentence, but they can be as short as they need to be. So my suggestion is to really challenge yourself. See which of these questions you can answer before you read the script. So listen. Take some notes. Take a look at these questions. See if you can answer any of them. Listen again. See if you can answer any of them. And then after, úsalo, the guión again. Use the script. Then see if you can answer the remaining one. Según significa according to. So según ella, lo más importante significa the most important thing or the most important part. I think Señora Kara worked with you. Lo bueno y lo malo, lo importante, lo más importante. And then again, a couple of analysis questions, meaning the answers aren't in this passage. You have to kind of do this yourself. So, responde again, frases completas pero bastante breves. These will be, I should probably just say completas. ¿Qué consejo dado es lo mejor? Consejo significa advice, like pieces of advice. Dado, I decided to use the past participle. What advice given? See how it comes from dar and I'm turning it into an adjective? It ends with an O because consejo. What advice given is the best, and this should be el mejor. Lo mejor would mean the best thing. I don't need that here. What advice given is the best. ¿Y por qué? And notice I gave you, según lo veo yo, el mejor consejo es. So, it's a rich, delicious expression. According to how I see it, the best advice is, and then you have to decide in the passage what was the best. In the listening passage. ¿Y qué consejo dado es lo peor? And again, this is a typo, this should be el peor. ¿Y por qué? And I gave you a different expression. Yo diría que, I would say that. So these are two ways to give your opinion. These are great little phrases to memorize and have in your pocket. Yo diría que, lo peor. And notice I put lo peor here, but el mejor here. And the reason is because I have the word advice, I want to say the best advice. Here is the best, peor means worst or worse. So the lo takes the place of consejo in a way, like the best thing or the worst thing or the worst part is. And then you have to explain it. You have to be like, oh, lo peor es que, es cuando ella dice que, blah, 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 es blank. So, and then say por qué, and then you have to justify your answer. Porque no es importante, otra cosa es más importante. Porque es una idea estúpida, ¿por qué? And again, your idea is to be complex with your sentences and have quality responses. Length isn't so much an issue as richness of your answer. So you'll write those out. And then a little bit of written homework. So I employed two strategies from the Writing Revolution. Because but so, which you should know like the back of your hand by now, especially if you've missed Flick. La gastronomía española se considera, so there it is, saludable ¿por qué? So that's your root. So la gastronomía española is Spanish cuisine. There's your passive say, is considered healthy because you have to complete that thought. La gastronomía española se considera saludable, pero en la gastronomía española se considera saludable así que. So because, but, and so. So I'm looking, you have to have a verb. These are conjunctions. Well, this one doesn't technically, you could see how that's an adjective, is considered healthy, but it could be just another adjective. So that is an option there. The first and the third absolutely need a conjugated verb. And then these expanded sentences. We've been doing expanded sentences on steroids, but the idea of an expanded sentence is I give you what is called a kernel sentence, like a kernel of corn, like little, and it's a complete sentence that has very little detail. So the one I've given you is comen una dieta sana. It's a perfectly acceptable sentence. It's a lovely sentence. It means they eat, a healthy diet. You're going to now go, what else do I know from the reading and theoretically from the listening? You can use both. Who eats a healthy diet? When do they eat that? Go back to the text. When do they eat a healthy diet? And how? I want an example. How is their diet healthy? Often a way to incorporate como into let me explain. Then, just like we've been kind of doing, think of the expanded sentence as a little bit like a summary sentence, except it's not summarizing. It's saying, please girl, comen una dieta sana? That's a wussy sentence. Look what detail I added. I can tell you who, I can tell you when, and I can tell you how, and I can do it in one well-formed sentence. So the strategy is the same, is to incorporate more information into just one sentence smoothly, but it's not so much a summary as taking what I give you, the kernel, boom, and expanding it. So it's easy, in my opinion, it's easier than a summary sentence, but it's a good way to review the text. And you may refer to the reading, and you may also throw in something you could from the listening passage if you feel it's appropriate. So here, I don't, I think 3 lines is plenty. Again, you can write it. You can print this off and write on it. You can use this and write it all in your notebook. That is also fine. And you can make a copy and you can, print or type in your own copy, whatever floats your boat. And it will always end with a tarea hablada, a spoken assignment. Tarea escrita, written assignment. Tarea hablada, spoken assignment. La pregunta, en tu opinión, ¿es saludable la dieta estadounidense? So there's your question. La pregunta es, en tu opinión, ¿es saludable la dieta estadounidense? I could say, ¿es sana? And I could do that. Es sana, es saludable, whatever floats your boat. Son sinónimos. La dieta estadounidense. Now, you cannot, now that we're talking about a different country, Estados Unidos, you can't just rip, you're not summarizing the listening and the reading, which both dealt with a different country, but you can use ideas. You can use content that they included. You're almost doing a cultural comparison in a way. You could, you talk about the diet, and if you wanted to, you could say, como, like, boom. So if it were me and I wanted to get better, what I would do is I would go through the reading and I would pull a phrase or two or three that I want to try to incorporate into my own speaking, because if you don't use it, you will not learn it. So I might look at what she meaning me, selected. Do I want to say sano or saludable? Do I want to talk about, the word daily? Is there something Americans do daily? Maybe I want to push myself to throw in a passive say. Can I throw into a debido a or una gran variedad? And so what I would do is I would make flashcards of these. But I wouldn't use a whole flashcard because I'm too cheap. I would cut up a flashcard and I would lay them in front of me. I'd have like anywhere from, I would say 3 to 8, maybe 7 is the magic number, right? Flashcards of these terms. And, worst case, maybe just a list in your notebook. And then as I incorporated them, maybe put a check mark, and to push myself to not go to the easiest vocab. The vocab, like the lowest common denominator, la comida en los Estados Unidos es buena, or no es buena, es muy, muy buena. And think about what it is you want to say. You have my blessing to plan a little bit. You might say, so let me go back. Haz un video en que hablas entre 45 a 90 segundos. So you're going to make a video like we did in class, in which it should be en el que, in which you speak between, that's what entre means, 45 and 90 seconds. She was 46. So to me, she got a lot in there in 46 seconds, but I also didn't want to limit you if you want, or if you have more pausing. I think that's good. If you go over, I don't care. If you're at 44 seconds, I don't care. Get the idea. We're trying to get ourselves to do some practice. And then I want you to take your video and put it in a folder in your Google Drive I want you to create a folder for this course called Spanish 5H Homeschool. And I want you to put, if you type on this document, put this document in the homeschool. Put the video in the homeschool. I cannot watch 50 2 to 3 times a week, but what I may say is every 2 weeks I may say, send me your best video for a grade. And but you want to have it all in one place. Technically, if I were going to name it, if you want to stay really organized, I'd kind of copy the name of this document, Dieta Sana, Dia Uno, so I would copy and paste it, or I would just put Dieta Sana, Dia Uno, 5H, something to that effect. So things are easy to find and consistent. So when you hand things in. So yeah, one benefit you have of the video is you plan it out. I would grab a piece of paper and I'd start to think like, what do I want to talk about? And I might go up here and I might look and go, that's a nice introduction. La dieta española está considerada una de las más saludables del mundo. Maybe I'll make some sort of similar statement about la dieta estadounidense. And then I might say whatever opinion I give, what does it do to? I might talk about what we do daily in the United States. I might give some examples of alimentos that support whether or not I think the diet in the United States is healthy. So if I think it is, I'm going to give evidence and examples. If I don't think it is, I want to give evidence and examples to support my perspective. This talks about, comer sano en España es una tarea sencilla. So, eating healthy in Spain is an easy tarea, thing to do, is an easy task. If you think it's easy in the United States, explain to me why. If you don't think it's easy, explain to me why. They talk about tener a nuestro alcance. having it within our reach. Alcance is like in your reach. So, una gran variedad de productos saludables y frescos. Maybe you'll include what we have at our, within easy reach and the impact of that on your opinion about our diet. Then you could go back and think about what she said, and you might want to take a point from her. And maybe you grab your notes and you write down a word or two from her speaking that you want to incorporate. Do you see how it's like input, reading and listening, output? If your output uses nothing from the reading and the listening, then you're stagnating and you're not pushing yourself. And the whole idea is we're all home and we're having trouble being pushed. So I'm not there, but think to myself, I'm going to incorporate, and I make a list, make a little flashcard and be like, these 4 terms I want to make a point to use. Maybe you start off, you get the hint and you go, ooh, she'll really like it if I use a según lo veo yo or yo diría que. Maybe that's how I'll start my speaking. You don't want to write the script down because then you're reading. But I think it's not terrible to maybe have a couple of things out to support you. Maybe you try it once with nothing and another time having some things to push you and see the difference between the two. So that's it. So, en tu opinión, ¿es saludable la dieta estadounidense? Haz un video en el que hablas entre 45 a 90 segundos. Ponlo en un folder de tu Google Drive nombrado Spanish 5H Homeschool. So I hope this explains how this works. So then, like, over the next couple of days, I'm going to try to find another. I tend to start with the video, the listening, because those are harder to find that are appropriate, not too hard. It's much easier to find a reading to complement or support a listening. So I hope this helps you get started. And at some point, I will also go through and kind of do my work with you so you can check your work. And I'll talk kind of through it out loud to model. I think for some of you, this will be quite easy. And I think for some of you, this will be quite hard. I'm finding a really wide range in my seniors this year. So, what I hope is it's efficient and effective, and that you can see the value of swimming in a reading, swimming and then making sure you can respond, swimming in a listening, making sure you understand it and respond, and then writing a little bit about it and speaking a little bit about it. And I hope this doesn't take too long. I'm thinking over the course of 2 days, I would, I think it's definitely a half an hour. I think it could be an hour. I think it could be an hour and a half. And I think some of that could depend on how hard you work, how thoughtful you are. How many times do you listen? Do you not listen at all and just go to the reading? Your listening's never going to get any better. So, I need you to be honorable, and I need you to realize that this is replacing, an hour and 15 minutes of classwork plus whatever homework I give you. So, at the, hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, I think you're going to make out better doing this if you can stay efficient and focused. Okay, hasta luego.